Yellowstone isn't a perfect show. You are not alone if you have ever found yourself wondering, wait, what the hell just happened? During an episode, we've all been there. Turns out even the creator of the hit show, Taylor Sheridan, agrees. In fact, he makes it clear that the show doesn't make any sense and that he also doesn't like the wild ending, so let's talk about it. In a recent interview, Taylor spilled all of his real feelings about Yellowstone and the show's botched legacy after the disappointing ending. One of the points he highlighted was the fact that the entire series was basically full-blown ridiculousness. Taylor said, "With Yellowstone, which is nonsensical, there's a great writer named Gretel Ehrlich who calls it my horse opera because it makes no sense and it's not trying to. And yet it's a window into a world. Well, I don't know about you guys, but seeing my favorite show in the entire world referred to as a horse opera is not what I love to hear. I mean, I enjoy a soap opera as much as the next person, but still, it feels like a stretch to call Yellowstone one, especially hearing this from the creator of the show. That definitely broke my heart. However, let me know your thoughts. Nevertheless, let's admit it, it takes a lot to say your own show doesn't make sense and still stand behind it. Plus, even though I hate to admit it, this confession explains a lot. Like how certain storylines would spiral so far from where they started that I had no idea how we got there, but we still couldn't stop watching. Taylor also talked about how he actually saved the show from season 3 onward, which is a very bold claim to me. I don't know about you guys, but the first 3 seasons of the show felt perfect to me. I had more issues with seasons 4 and 5. Taylor claims that season 3 was the worst because he didn't write it heat. He appeared at that point to save the series, he said. They did try to hire a room for season 3, and the scripts were so bad that they called me back while I was directing this movie in New Mexico with Angie. They said, "You've got to help us out. The actors won't go to work. They're mutinying." I have no idea what to say. Do you agree that Yellowstone season 3 was terrible? And more importantly, do you agree that Taylor saved the rest of the show? Personally, I have serious doubts about that. Still, I salute him for his determination to write Yellowstone no matter what. Turns out, at that time, he wrote an episode every Saturday. And yes, this is true hustling. I can't even imagine that kind of pressure. Please let me know what you think. Again, I applaud Taylor for not attempting to mislead anyone into thinking that Yellowstone is a meticulously crafted masterpiece. He knows what he made, and he's shockingly honest about it. He said Yellowstone is a punk rock rebellious teenager with both middle fingers at TV and at Hollywood and at a bunch of different things. It breaks so many storytelling rules. It was part pandering, part horse porn at sunset, and then part Benny Hill. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the first time I read that quote, I laughed out loud. Simply because it's so true. That is precisely how Yellowstone feels. There's a very kind of loving nature with the camera that attempts to sell this place as the idyllic location to raise a family. He continued. The thing is, Taylor knew exactly what he was doing. He saw a gap on television, a place where westerns had disappeared, and he filled it with something fresh, something messy, something that didn't care about fitting into the usual boxes. And it worked. So good for him. I knew there was such a thirst that a western done well is a genre that is loved by everyone, he stated. It encapsulates everything American, including a sense of expansiveness, independence, and freedom. And there's a romance to it. You get on a 1,200-pound animal, and that thing trusts you, and you trust it, and you run 40 miles per hour. It's just so romantic and brutal and beautiful. Turns out even Taylor's own relationship with the show is complicated. In point of fact, if my memory serves me correctly, he seems to worship Yellowstone in some way, which is quite telling. He said, "I think it's divine. It's as close to religion as anything I've ever experienced." 4.5 hours later, he had written half the script. His wife was standing over him. He wasn't even aware she was there. To me, that sounds like someone who pours everything into the page. And even though I have a lot of things to say about Taylor's work, especially about the horrible ending, I have to give him credit where it's due. Let me know what you think about his writing experience with Yellowstone. Yet, over the past year, something shifted. The feud between Kevin Costner and the production, all of the delays, and the back and forth about when the show will end and what will happen next have all had a devastating effect. Even Taylor seems like he's moved on emotionally. He's knee-deep in all these other projects, from 1923 to Tulsa King. At this point, I'm not even sure he's trying to preserve Yellowstone's legacy anymore, and maybe he didn't mean to. He said, "I just don't think I'm that unique. If something's interesting to me, it's probably going to be interesting to a lot of other people. I'm just not that special." Well, if even Taylor is leaving the show behind, what should we, as fans of the series, do? Honestly, I can't wait to hear your takes on it. Make sure to like and follow us for more Yellowstone universe analysis and weekly updates. In the meantime, you might be interested